Looks like there's some serious drama brewing in the race back to the moon. Remember when NASA picked SpaceX to build the lander for the Artemis 3 mission? Well, it seems NASA is getting a little nervous about SpaceX's progress, or lack thereof. SpaceX has been hitting some snags with its giant Starship rocket, which is the foundation for the lunar lander called the Starship HLS. These delays have raised a lot of eyebrows, from Congress to NASA itself. The original plan was to have astronauts walking on the moon by mid-2027. Now, that timeline is looking pretty shaky. Because of these concerns, NASA has actually reopened the contract for the Artemis 3 lander. It's basically their way of saying, hey SpaceX, you're not the only game in town. And it's also a chance for them to explore other options. This move definitely puts some pressure on SpaceX, and it seems they've gone back to the drawing board to create a new schedule. So, what's the new plan according to a leaked internal document? SpaceX is now aiming to land astronauts on the moon by September 2028 at the earliest. That's more than a year past NASA's original target. And even hitting that 2028 date is going to be a massive challenge. Let's break down why. The Starship is an incredibly complex and massive rocket. It still hasn't even completed a fully successful orbital flight yet. One of the most critical steps for a moon mission is refueling in orbit, something no one has done on this scale before. SpaceX's new timeline says they hope to test this in-orbit propellant transfer in June of 2026. After that, they need to demonstrate an uncrewed landing on the moon with the HLS. Their target for that is June 2027, which, you might notice, is right when NASA originally wanted to be sending the actual astronauts. So, if everything goes perfectly from here on out, we might see a crewed landing in late 2028. But in rocketry, things rarely go perfectly on the first try. One congressional aide even called the 2028 goal very aggressive. Plus, SpaceX is planning to introduce a new version of Starship, version 2, in early 2026. This will be the basis for the lunar lander, but a new version means a new learning curve. We saw a lot of explosive tests with the first version, and it's possible we'll see the same with V2. So while SpaceX is trying to get its act together, the competition is heating up. NASA has been talking to other companies, most notably Blue Origin, founded by Jeff Bezos. Blue Origin is developing its own lunar lander called Blue Moon. NASA has already contracted them to build a lander for a later mission, Artemis 5. But here is the twist. Blue Origin is aiming to test an uncrewed version of their lander as early as January 2026. Their rocket, New Glenn, just had a successful test flight, which could pave the way for a lunar landing attempt very soon. If Blue Origin can demonstrate a working lander while SpaceX is still dealing with delays, they could swoop in and snag that lucrative Artemis 3 contract. NASA is now officially asking the entire aerospace industry for their proposals. They'll assemble a team of experts to review all the plans and decide the best way forward. They've received accelerated plans from both SpaceX and Blue Origin. So the big question is, will NASA stick with SpaceX's delayed timeline, or will they pivot to a competitor like Blue Origin who might be able to get there sooner? The race to return humanity to the lunar surface just got a lot more interesting. It's a classic space race scenario, but this time it's between private companies. Who do you think will win? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on our journey back to the moon.